One morning this June, the price of a MacBook jumped $300. Not over a year, not over a month. Overnight. The cheapest iPad the one students buy jumped $100. Laptops, tablets, the whole shelf moved at once. And the company that did it almost apologized. Their exact words, "This is not welcome news." Gamers had it even worse. One small part inside a gaming PC cost about $100 last fall. Today, that same part starts at $375. It didn't get better, it didn't get faster. Nothing about it changed. So what's going on? Here's the part nobody tells you at the checkout. You're not being overcharged, you're being outbid. Somewhere out there, a buyer with more money than any shopper in history has started wanting the stuff inside your phone. More than you do. It isn't a person, it doesn't sleep, and it never, ever runs out of money. To see it, you have to shrink down and find the little black square. Check your pocket. That slab of glass you carry everywhere? Hidden inside it is a chip about the size of your fingernail. It's called memory. It's where your phone holds everything it's thinking about moment to moment. Your laptop has one. Your TV, your car, your game console. If it has a screen or a brain, somewhere inside it sits one of these little black squares. And here's the strange part. Almost all of them, around 90%, come from just 3 companies. Samsung and SK Hynix in South Korea, and Micron in America. 3 companies feeding every gadget on planet Earth. Their factories are some of the most expensive buildings humans have ever made. Tens of billions of dollars each. Building a new one takes years, so in any single year the world's supply of memory is more or less set. It's a pie. You can slice it any way you want, but you can't bake a bigger one by Friday. For decades that was fine. Phones took a slice. Laptops took a slice. Everyone got fed. Then, a couple of years ago, a new guest sat down at the table. You've already met this guest. It writes emails. It makes videos. It answers homework questions at 2 in the morning. Artificial intelligence. But here's what the demos never show you. Every AI answer is made in a real building. A warehouse the size of a small town, packed floor to ceiling with computers. And those computers are the hungriest memory eaters ever built. These buildings don't buy memory chips by the box. They buy them by the river. A few years ago, the special memory these AI machines run on barely existed. This year, AI is on track to swallow about 1/5 of the world's entire memory-making capacity. And there's a reason it's so hungry. Every gigabyte of that AI memory eats roughly 3 times the factory capacity of the regular kind. Then came the announcement. Micron, the American one, revealed that its entire supply of top AI memory for the year was already sold out. In advance, the whole year. Gone. So here's the question that decides what your next phone costs. When 3 factories feed the whole world and a new customer walks in wanting a giant share of the food, who eats less? You might think there's a rule for this, a waiting line. First come, first served, there isn't. A market is just a quiet auction that never ends. Every price you've ever seen, gas, eggs, sneakers, phones, is simply the current highest bid. You never hear the auction, you only see the number. So when a price suddenly jumps on a product that didn't change at all, that's not bad luck, that's the sound of someone richer joining your auction. The AI companies did the math. To them, a memory chip isn't a phone part. It's a piece of the future. They'll pay double, triple, whatever it takes. Quick question. Would you pay triple for your next phone? Exactly. And that's the whole trick. The market never tells anyone no. It just raises the price until you say no. You drop out of an auction you didn't even know you were standing in. Economists have a name for this. 2 words. Crowding out. When a giant buyer squeezes into a market, everyone smaller gets pushed toward the exits. Not by force, not by law, by price. It's the politest shove in the world. And once you see it everywhere. Right now this summer. Memory prices roughly doubled in the first 3 months of this year. But notice what did not happen. No factory burned down. No war closed a shipping lane. The machines are running flat out. This isn't a shortage caused by disaster, it's a shortage caused by appetite. Phone makers stand in that same auction, so the average new phone this year is expected to cost more than $500, the highest average price ever recorded. And the cheapest phones, the under $100 ones that first-time buyers around the world depend on, analysts say that this year, they basically disappear. When memory gets pricey, the cheapest products die first because the chip is most of what you're paying for. PC builders feel it hardest. A year ago, memory was about 15% of the cost of building a gaming computer. Today, it's around 35%. One out of every $3 goes to the little black square. Even the world's toughest shopper blinked. That June morning we started with? That was Apple, a company famous for squeezing its suppliers, standing up and saying, "We can't hold this back anymore." Its stock had its worst day in over a year. Follow the chain, and it lands on you. A chatbot answers your questions for free, and your next laptop picks up the bill. Meanwhile, one man is having the best summer of his life. Every neighborhood has this guy. 6-year-old phone, cracked screen, a strip of blue tape holding the back on. For years, everybody laughed at him. Nobody is laughing now. Second-hand and refurbished phones are outgrowing new ones, while new phone sales head for their steepest drop ever recorded. Americans got paid over $1.5 billion for their old phones in just the first 3 months of this year, a third more than last year in the busiest trade-in quarter on record. Old phones quietly turned into assets. The tape guy was early, so who's the villain here? Try to find one. It keeps slipping away. The memory makers? They sold to the highest bidder. That's what selling is. The AI companies? They paid what it was worth to them, fair and square. Apple? It swallowed the cost for months before passing it on. The uncomfortable truth? The system is working exactly as designed. Price is how a market decides who gets scarce stuff. It's not the kindest system ever invented. It's not the cruelest either. It's just brutally honest. And that painful price is quietly doing a second job. It's a signal. A flare shot into the sky over the whole industry that says, build more factories. It's working. The chip makers are pouring money into new plants right now. One of them alone is planning around $200 billion of new capacity. But remember, these are the most expensive buildings humans make. The flare is up, and the cavalry is years away. Most forecasts say real relief doesn't come before 2027 at the earliest, unless the other thing happens first, because memory has a secret history. This industry moves in violent cycles: famine, then feast, then flood. If the AI building spree ever slows down, all those new factories will open their doors into a world that suddenly needs less. Prices wouldn't just fall, they'd crash. Every shortage plants the seeds of the next glut. That's the memory business. The only thing it never has is a normal year. So what do you actually do this year with your own money? First, don't panic buy. Panic is what you feel when you can't see the mechanism. You can see it now. The chip inside didn't get better, only pricier. Paying triple for the same thing isn't shopping, it's donating. Second, this is the refurbished market's golden hour. A 2-year-old phone with a fresh battery does almost everything a new one does for a fraction of the bid. Third, keep what you have one more year. You're not missing out. You're letting the most predictable cycle in tech swing back around to your side of the table. Be the tape guy. The tape guy figured out something the rest of us are just learning. In an auction, you can't win. The smartest move is to stop bidding. One last thing, and it's the whole point. A price tag is the world's shortest news report. That number on the shelf is compressed information. Factory schedules, new inventions, and one very hungry new guest at the table, all squeezed into a few digits. Most people read the number and feel something. You can now read the number and know something. So the next time a price jumps and everyone around you shouts, "Greed?" you'll quietly ask the better question. Who just joined the auction? That's what this channel is for. I dig up the invisible machinery that moves your money. One story at a time, If you just looked at your own phone a little differently, hit subscribe, because once you see the auction, you never unsee it. I'll see you in the next one.